Okay, who we have here is Joseph VanLoozen, VanLoozen Brothers Bicycles.
Yeah.
But very big bike.
Yeah, we're representing the very big bike.
Seems to be the order of the day. So tell us about your company.
So we've developed this bike, and I've got a friend who's got a tubular fabrication shop, and between the two of us, we put together these bikes. This is our 4th generation. Now this bike is one that we're going to be manufacturing and putting out on the market. We want to see people having fun, and that's what we're really.
Exactly.
This is an expression of how can we have more fun.
Exactly. A lot of companies, I have to ask them, what's your philosophy? What's your core value?
Yeah.
With you guys, it's obvious.
Yeah.
It's like get out there and have fun.
Have some fun. There's some advantages to it in that the visibility factor is huge. When you're on the bike, you're obviously visible to people driving in cars. Right. And when I'm riding, I can see more places. I can see over the top of vehicles.
No way.
And it's really a lot of fun that way.
Let's jump right to it. Tell us about the bike.
Yeah. So this bike's basically it's a steel frame. It's got 26-inch wheels, 7-speed freewheel on the back. It's a fairly simple design. We tried to go with something that wasn't going to be too complex for an individual to maintain. So all these components are typical components of a bike on a 26-inch platform, and we're offering this bike as a fully outfitted frame like this, or just as a frame fork combination set. We look at it as a type of bike at the beginning right now for a lot of bike shop mechanics taking and outfitting it with the parts that they'd want, so that they can, because there's a tradition with tall bikes to trick them out. And so we're making a point to offer them that way, so that guys can take them and just deck them out however they want, as well as a full setup like this.
So how much would a frame and fork like this cost?
The frame and fork outfit's $560.
Wow.
Yeah, and so just under $1,000 when it's fully outfitted. Yeah.
And this is something that's you guys manufactured, or is it? Yeah,
we're keeping it in-house right now, so we've got the capacity to build we could do 80 bikes a week if we wanted to. So we're having we haven't sold a lot of them because we just got through all of the legal issues over the last couple of years.
So what are some of the challenges of building a bike like this, and riding a bike like this?
Building the bike has been fairly simple. We've gone through a typical process of research and development, and this is basically the 4th generation that we're worked on that we're real content with right now. There's some slight modifications that we'll be making to it over time. And the main thing about riding it is a lot of people find themselves intimidated at the beginning, and once they hop on it, they find that that's unwarranted intimidation. We brought it into a shape and an envelope that's as conservative as we could. We started out with a bigger bike. It was more exaggerated.
That's right.
We toned it down to where, okay, now this is approachable. A person of a normal height can put their one foot up on the pedal, give it a kick, and swing right up onto it. So you're not dealing with something where you're having to climb up or get worried, how do you hop off? You just kind of hop off. If you don't hop off carefully, you just swing sideways and land. So the issues are a little less exaggerated once you actually ride it than what you imagine when you're looking at it. So you look at it and you think, wow, this is pretty scary. You get on it and you're like, oh, it's mostly fun. It's not really scary at that point.
And it looks like through iterations, you guys got it right. The height is beginner friendly, and I think some of my friends that make their own stuff, it's like a noodle, it's super flexy, and it just looks like you've taken care of the structural integrity.
Absolutely, sure. This has passed all the Consumer Product Safety Commission tests, so this bike's a tested bike. It's not one that we have to make one at a time. We can actually produce these and bring them out to the public that way. That gives me a little freedom to interact with people as though we have a product that's been secured on a safety level. So there is not a lot of issues with, is this bike going to hold up? No, it's going to hold up. It's gone through 100,000 revolutions, and we know it's not going to do anything. So, yeah.
And what's the appeal? Probably you see more things, cars see you better. bigger smile on your face? What's it like to ride a bike like this?
If a person's in a subdued way and they want to go for a peaceful ride, it's not the best bike to do that with. This bike's for when you want to have fun and when you want to go out and and people interact with you.
If you want to be ignored, you don't.
No, you're not getting ignored. Most of the time, you're getting people smiling at you or thinking you're a little crazy, or you're out. You know, you're pushing the envelope of society a little bit to have this kind of exaggerated fun. I'll put on my riding jersey, you know, my fluorescent yellow, and it's redundant. It's not necessary. You know, you really are seeing it.
That's right.
So it's a lot of fun in that regard. You know, we've also pinpointed a lot of different markets and wanting to develop some sales with it. You know, and we consider it. I've got a blue model that we've done that we're going to do some graphics on it to try to promote it into the security and police department type things, and replicate some of the mounted patrol type
like
things
a horse.
that have. The visibility and crowd control type stuff would be really great for this bike. You know.
Well, Joseph, thank you for showing it to us.
Thank you. My pleasure.